Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. There's a message that was coming through to me since early this morning, and it came in stages, but it's about having patience with your timeline, patience with the timing of your abundance coming in. A song by Nas and Damian Marley came to me this morning. It's called Patience, and a part of it is sung in a different language, which I love. 111 on the timer. But he's talking about patience, and it's a great song for deep thinkers because they ask a whole bunch of questions that I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So there's something there for you if this is your reading. But also the fact that the song is called Patience. I had a dream about someone receiving something or manifesting something that they had desired for a very long time. And this was actually someone that I knew in the past who wanted a family. They wanted a good love relationship, a marriage, and a family. And I saw this person in my dream who I haven't seen in years. I saw them with a loving partner and two beautiful, healthy little kids. But in this dream, they were very doubtful, like very scared, almost like it took so long to get all of this. So does that mean something's wrong? Like, is it cursed? Is it even good that I have this now because it took so long to get it? Now, even though this was a specific person that came to me in my dream, this is a message for the collective. And the message is that Divine says to trust the timing of your prosperity. Trust the timing of your manifestations. And Divine is not going to bless you with something that you have been longing for so long, only to be like, psych, you know, like, no, no, that's not how it's going down. What you have is meant to continue to prosper, and what you don't want is to have this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy of fear where you imagine the worst possible thing happening. So then when we do that, our actions, our thoughts and our actions align with that fearful state. And then that's what we end up manifesting. So that's what you don't want to do. So the solution for this that came through is to visualize each day. Just take a couple of minutes to visualize, or however long you want to visualize the best possible outcome of your manifestation. So if it's something you're still manifesting, keep visualizing the prosperous manifestation. If you've already gotten it, but you're worried about losing it, then visualize the next step, the next stage happening beautifully. And then after that, a beautiful, prosperous continuation of whatever it is that you've already manifested, okay? Take time to visualize that and to adjust to that frequency of your continued divine abundance. Because sometimes we see getting something as the be-all end-all, but we want to keep it, right? We want it to continue to flourish and grow. So you can continue to visualize even after you've manifested something. And that way we protect our blessings, okay? Thank you, Spirit. They were saying to start with this Journey Oracle cards. Thank you, Divine. What is it that this beautiful being needs to know? Needs to know at this time? I was holding it. Well, no. Am I holding them in reverse? Nope. Okay, so these came out in reverse. It's the Helper and the Road in reverse. Oh, you know, it's crazy because the dream I had about that manifestation and fear of it going wrong, everything happened at night. It was all at night. So what I'm getting there is that these are deep subconscious fears, okay, that may not have even been brought to light yet in someone's awareness, okay, but it's something that they're fearing sort of down deep within. There's something here about a very wise person being in the reverse and their road. Okay, you know what? This is just reiterating what I just shared with you. You are this wise person. In some way, you work to serve others. You help others. You're a wise helper. You're being seen as this owl. Y'all know I love my owls. I wear my owls. They're over my head. So, yeah. You are extremely wise. And with this being card 6, there's something about your wisdom that you share with others. You help other people. I'm getting like 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. You share your energy with other people in order to help them. But there's like this deep-seated subconscious fear that you may have experienced, okay? Only take what resonates, about your path with this Road card being in reverse. I'm also seeing this as like a cliff, you know? Like, look, this person is standing there on the edge, but what I'm seeing, at least in my mind's eye, this path wraps all around. So they might be thinking that if they fall, it's going to be so deadly and detrimental, but no, there's a safe landing space right underneath them. So there might be something that you're thinking is riskier than it actually is. There's a risk that you're meant to take, but you might be, there could be some worry there. And Divine says you don't have to worry. In both of these cards, there's a full moon. Something is actually much more mature and ready than you think. This could be you. You're much more mature, wise, and ready for something than you think you are. And there's a potential danger that you're seeing is very, very harmful, but it's not. Now, there could have been a time in the past where something was very harmful, but you're past that. You're past that. You know, the energy I'm getting is like, and I've heard that this is a very deep issue for a lot of people who go through this, but it's like people who conquer something, a goal for themselves, like weight loss, but they have this mentality that they are still physically where they were before. And so it's a hard adjustment phase where like they've lost a lot of weight, but they still have the same level of insecurity that they did when they were not physically fit or when they were a larger size. And so they still see themselves in that way, and it kind of holds them back from enjoying their new manifestation that they earned, 9/11 on the timer. And that feels like an emergency. It feels like, what am I going to do? I manifested this. I'm here now. You know, I went from a size 22 to a size 12, and I should be happy now. I'm healthy. I'm a healthy weight, you know? And I'm not promoting weight loss for any reason other than for your own sense of satisfaction and your health. Okay, let me put that out there. But it's that concept of like, you have reached something that you always wanted, but still there's this temptation to be in a mindset from the past. And in this mindset, there's fear. There's fear that somebody's going to take something from you, or that you're going to lose something. And it's almost like you did the impossible. You did what a lot of people never achieve. So it's about being present in this time, in this place where you have arrived to a very destined position, and you're meant to enjoy where you are. You're meant to continue to grow. But there's like fear that's trying to hold you back. Divine, clarify this fear. Where is it coming from? What's the source? Okay, Ten of Wands, it's from a burden. And see, with the Ten of Wands, what the person in the Ten of Wands might not realize or might forget is that they're on the verge. They're on the verge of a new beginning. Because after that Ten of Wands is a release. The Ten of Wands is when you can't handle any more burden. Tell us more about this place that they're in right now. I'm getting definitely deep-seated subconscious energy here. With the moon. Out of 4 of the cards here, there's already 3 moons. And they're all, well, 3 of the 4 are at nighttime. So subconscious energy. The sun is in reverse. There's a fear of being stuck. There's a fear of not succeeding. There's a fear of, what I'm getting is like being sabotaged by either the universe or being sabotaged by whom? The Fool and 5 of Wands. I'm getting like a repeat of something that happened in the past that would take you to a 0. That would take you all the way back to where you started because of conflict. Oh, there's another card in here. Justice. Because there's someone who wants revenge. Now this could be a part of the origin of this energy. Tell us more about this Justice card, Divine. The Queen of Pentacles. There's somebody around you who feels that they're at a disadvantage. And they dream of getting or seeking what they see as justice. And you might be picking up on this energy. Clarify the 5 of Wands, Divine. Yeah, 7 of Swords, and there we go. So this is energy that's being projected towards you. And it came through in the last reading, and not every reading is for every person, okay? But I do draw connections between them, just in case you want to go back and see that to get a deeper understanding of what's going on in your current reading that you're watching. But it came through that there's an energy of someone that's very envious of you, okay? And so this envious energy, they see themselves as being at a disadvantage, okay? They feel like there's something that you have accomplished that they're not able to accomplish. And so they want to seek justice, which they think is justice, but it's actually just revenge because of their envy. And you're picking up on this with the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. So they're trying to cause conflict. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be scared of going back to ground zero. That's the whole plan. Because they're not satisfied with where they are. So they want your sun energy, because the sun came out in the upright in the last reading, but they want you to see your success in this way. They want you to feel intimidated. They want you to feel afraid. They want you to feel unlucky. They want you to feel the way that they feel. And that's just a sad way to live. It's a sad way to live. Isn't it, Delilah? Uh-huh. Yeah. She thinks so. She thinks so. We've got the Emperor, Six of Cups, the Star, Temperance, Death, and the Hanged Man. So these are your energies. You are the Emperor. You share. It came through that you are a helper to humanity. You use your energy and your time and your talents and your efforts to help others with this Six of Cups. You're a very reciprocal being, okay? There's also something about you that's very childlike and innocent. I'm getting that because I already saw that when the Fool came out. But with the Six of Cups, there's something about you that's a very childlike innocence, where you don't live your life going around assuming that everyone is out to get you, but you've learned to have a certain toughness about you and a certain level of awareness that you didn't live with before. You just kind of minded your business and stayed in your lane. But because you've acquired more, because you've acquired more success and you've accomplished so much, you've achieved something wonderful. That's why it came through. You may have strengthened your body or accomplished something with your health that you're very proud of. But I also see this as an accomplishment that you've made with your, either a relationship or a creative endeavor, or within your career, within your own personal development, okay? You've leveled up. So you're thinking on a higher frequency now. You're experiencing life from a higher frequency now, and it shows. So this same level of innocence that you've had, that's what somebody wants to do away with. Okay, now we're in the 17th minute. They want you to be hardened. They want your heart to be hard, okay? We're just going into the 18th minute. We have not only the Emperor here, but also the Star. This is what you have achieved. This is what you have accomplished. You are in the Emperor energy and the Star energy as well, where you've alchemized. You're in your air and water energy. You're not just intelligent, but you're also intuitive. You are connected to Source. You embody the energy of the universe. And you do this with everything that you do. You radiate beautiful energy with every single thing that you do, that you create. It's obvious. It's like your footprint that you leave with everything that you put out there. If you share things online, or if you create things, or just the way that you dress, the way that you present yourself, the way that you smile, it all has your signature. And it's a beautiful signature. This is your vibe. Now also Temperance here. You've achieved balance. You radiate a frequency of patience, of balance, of maturity. Yeah. And there's alchemy in both the Star card and the Temperance card. So you've really transformed. And you've learned how to transform energy. You have become a master of your energy, but also of the energies that others have sent you. That's a part of the frustration, because somebody now feels like, you know, they work so hard to send you the energy of death. They want to put a stop to this Emperor energy, the Star, the Temperance. They want to make it end. But they've come to a huge realization that there is no stopping you. There is no stopping you. So whatever this is that you're feeling, this, like if you have been feeling some fear of getting stuck or of losing something, of having to go back to ground zero, or if there's fear that you felt in taking the next step that is right for you, Divine is saying that that is a projection that is very targeted and strategic, and it's coming from someone who is, and I'm seeing this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, you know. They feel like there's something that you can do that they can't. That's really what it boils down to. And they want revenge for what they feel that they can't do. There is no reasoning with certain types of people. If a person is stuck in a pattern of mental illness and of using energy in a harmful way, then what is required is for them to be humbled by the universe. And that will happen. That's a part of this Hanged Man. It's already underway. But don't allow their projections to become a part of your reality, because that's what they want. With this We Are the World, I'm seeing that they want to unite, but their way. They want to reunite. I was trying to say unite, but they want to reunite. So perhaps this person used to be in your world, 2222 on the timer, and they want to reunite with you, but you're just not having it. So they feel rejected. They feel rejected. And they feel like if you're not inviting them to be a part of their world, they just want to bring an end to the growth and the success that they see within you. What needs to be known about this situation, Divine? Yeah, there's a tower coming. And in fact, I would say that this person is with the Hanged Man and the tower. What I'm getting is that this energy is exactly what this person trying to squirm their way into your world, that's what they're experiencing, okay? And it feels like they used to send out these like lightning bolts of energy. Perhaps at one time they were able to do that. Now it's like, you know, when something has blown a fuse and it's just like bzz, bzz, bzz. Like that's what they're doing. It's the washed up remnants of whatever they used to be, but they're not able to do that anymore with that same level of strength. They're not able to attack you anymore with the same level of strength that they used to, because they are struggling. Now, what a person like this usually tries to do is they try to pick up on whatever areas it is that in which you already have any perceived weakness, anything that they perceive as a weakness, like any fears. And that's very easy to do, because anybody who has acquired success, whether it's what you consider as weight loss or body strengthening or building a business or being in a new relationship or reuniting with someone, whatever it is, anytime someone has accomplished something new, there always is an amount of time that's required to adjust to that. So what they're hoping is that they're able to shake you, to rock you, because you have leveled up, right? So if you went from level 8 to level 10, then they're like, oh, this is new to them, so let me try to make them doubt where they are. Very maniacal, very evil, but very much in line with human nature. And the thing about these personalities, these types of demons, is that they study human nature. A lot of them, you'll find, have studied psychology, and they try very hard to understand the human mind and human reactions to things, so that they're able to siphon people's energy when they are at their quote-unquote weakest. Okay? So whereas you are a helper of humanity and you seek to build people up when they are at their lowest, this person seeks to cause conflict and deceit and destruction. No matter where a person is, at their weakest or strongest, they don't care, but they tend to attack when they feel that there's ever a moment of weakness that a person is experiencing, because they know that based on human nature, that's the easiest way to strategize against someone and be successful. So what's happened is divine intervention. This person, in all of their efforts to bring death and an ending to you and your success, they've now realized, ooh, they've had a moment of enlightenment with that hanged man, and now they're experiencing a tower. You see all those people falling down from the tower? And you see how the tower in this card is actually a person. So these people falling are actually like the person's ideas, their hopes, falling because they're realizing that they have failed. So all that they're doing now is sending out whatever they can as they fall. It's like a person that's drowning, and when you try to rescue them, which there's no indication that you're supposed to try to help this person at this point in time, okay? Because they're the type of person that would take you down with them. So they know that they're suffering, they know that they have failed, and they know that they are headed for the same final destination that they had visualized for you, which is they're about to experience a complete ending. They just want to do as much damage as they can on their way out. Now, with them projecting this fear of failure or fear of loss, it could be that is that has been tying into some other energy within you. Like, let's say if you heard as a child someone said something very evil and rude to you about your ability to succeed or something like that. It could be that this person, the energy that they've been sending you, has been tapping into another frequency that was already there. Okay? So I always like to put that out there, because it's not always 100% the person that's attacking. Sometimes it's what's already within us that divine is showing us with this attack. Okay, there's something that can be healed. There's something that can be elevated here. And once we elevate that, we're now out of reach of that person. So what I'm being guided to say now is that if there is any fear within you that you've already felt, or any experience that you had of someone telling you that you weren't good enough, or telling you that you would, fail or something like that, if there is anything within you of that nature that can be healed and nurtured at this time, then do that. Remind yourself that that was those people's words, that person's words, and their words were simply projections that they sent to you. It was not any sort of indication of what you will or will not achieve or accomplish in this life. So as you do that, you're going to notice that a lot of this, if that resonated with you, that there were some subconscious fears there of failing about your path of success and your purpose. You're going to find that you're out of reach for this person who is now flailing and losing all their shit. They're not going to be able to reach you. Okay? But if you've been feeling that, then that's where it's coming from. There are projections that have been sent your way, and you can send those evil intentions right back. Send them right back. And then they're forced to deal with it. They have to transmute that energy or either suffer from it. Yeah, and this leads to your abundance, which is what this is all about anyway, is that your abundance is a very hot commodity, because it's not just your money, it's not just your wealth. 3131 on the timer. It is a frequency within you. People around you notice how you change vibes. Like, you could walk into a room that is just full of evil, and if there's one person in there that has some goodness in them, they know who you are. They can see the difference between you and that heavy, yucky energy that was in there before. And they're going to gravitate towards you. That's the power that you have. And that is abundance. It's not just what's in your pocket. It's not just what's in your bank account. It's not just what's around you in your home. It's about your abilities that you have. It's about your talents. It's about your deep connection with the universe. It's about the fact that you are aware of your ancestors that you have never even met in this physical realm. That is abundance, and you have it. And there are people that sit back and watch you. Now, they don't understand all this stuff, but they see you vibing high and they're like, I want to vibe like that. But they realize that they can't go on the internet and buy it. They realize that they can't even go online and buy it with a spell. It's not spell work. It's path work. First of all, it's your divine blessings that you were blessed with in this lifetime. It's a prophecy that you are fulfilling. A prophecy that was spoken in ancient times, that you would fulfill this destiny. But also beyond that, 3333 on the timer, it's about the work that you are willing to do. The elbow grease that you're willing to put into your path. It has not been easy. It hasn't always been pretty. You know, the work that you've done that has led you to this spiritual abundance has not always been where you're surrounded by crystals and rainbows and full moons and all of that good stuff. It hasn't always looked like that or felt like that. Actually, very rarely I'm getting. You've done some of your deepest spiritual work lying in bed with tears coming down your face. You've done some of your deepest spiritual work standing in the bathroom looking at yourself in the mirror, choosing to love yourself through whatever pain you were experiencing. You've done some of your deepest spiritual work when other people were telling you about a job that you should stay at, but you just knew that it wasn't good for your mind, for your body, for your health, or for your true path. You knew. You've done some of your deepest spiritual work when somebody was cussing you out, and you chose not to punch them, but to walk away and never speak to them again. To never allow them into your energy ever again. Or if you're like a lot of us, you weren't actually cussed out, because you may have appreciated that even more, but they gave you the nicety energy where they were like low-key being rude, you know, but they kept doing it over and over again, and you even addressed this with them because you had the courage to do that, and they still did that. And so you said, finally, I choose me. I don't even need to sit here and make a scene and cuss you out, because I already know that you're not going to change. So I choose me. These are the things that you have done to love yourself. Choosing to forge your path. Not being like everybody else, but being your individual self. Being the version of you that you saw in your dreams, and not the version of somebody else that you saw on the internet. Choosing to be you. That's your path. And you have been doing this work diligently and beautifully. And that's why you're here. And this is also why a lot of people hate the fact that you're here. It's because they're not willing to do those things. 36 on the timer. And so 3 + 6 is 9. They're experiencing lots of endings because they sat there and ridiculed you when they could have just left you alone and let you be and let you do your work. But you know what? It's all love, because when they ridiculed you, you took that and you transformed that energy into your own self-love. See, the further we get on our path, we realize that we don't need to send all that energy back. We can send the intention back. I heard a beautiful being saying that today. You can send the evil intention back, but you can keep that energy for yourself. Whatever they sent to you. Why? Because there's power there. Energy is energy. It can't be created or destroyed. So whatever it is that we're sending or releasing or whatever, it was already here. Energy is not new, okay? We reuse energy constantly. Cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. So when somebody sends you an attack, you can send back that intention. But you can claim that energy, and then you can transform it into whatever you choose to turn it into. And that is an alchemist. And that might sound a little scary, like, I don't want to keep that energy, but when you think about it, it's true. Like when somebody ticks you off, you can either sit there and get mad about it and cuss about it and waste your time over it, or you can go channel it into a creation. Maybe about pain or suffering, or how ugly the world is sometimes when we attack each other. You see what I'm saying? Calling things out. Not allowing it to be hidden. Because when we take that energy and we keep it within ourselves and we stew over it and we're mad, no, go and create something. Talk about it. Maybe talk to somebody that you love about what happened. Maybe talk to a child about what happened so they learn what to do when somebody attacks them. There's nothing wrong with calling a spade a spade. There's nothing wrong with shedding light on the hurt that you've been through, or the hurt that exists in this world for many people. 3911 on the timer. Building something out of something that felt so painful. And then you're transforming that energy into something beautiful, something useful. Where another person can say, yeah, I've been through that too. Okay, so this is a part of the human experience. I'm not crazy. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Let me love myself through this then. There is such amazing energy that unfolds from exposure. Because people who have suffered abuse and suffered sorrow and just suffered, when we're in the dark about it, keeping it to ourselves, thinking that we're the only one feeling that. That's pain. And it can be very detrimental, very isolating, which is what demons want. These low vibe demons, that's what they want. They want to isolate us. They want to make us think that we're crazy when they're the ones that need to be up in the mental hospital. Like, seriously, they need to be checked in right away, but they've got everybody else thinking that they're crazy. So the more you create with this energy, the more you choose to transform it, you're doing something very useful with it. And you're shedding light on what these narcissistic entities wish to leave in the dark. But we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. And when they send you that energy, trying to have you here in fear about your path instead of seeing yourself as the wise, beautiful being that you are, choosing to be of service to humanity. When they send you that negative energy, you can do whatever it is that you wish to do with it that is in alignment with your divine path. Yes, you can. Make a podcast, write a poem, write a book, write a script for a movie. Do what you need to do. And I promise you, it's going to help someone. Your wisdom and that exposure, because see, the full moon is about exposure too, is going to illuminate something for someone and help them immensely. So all of this is good for you. It's all good. We're shedding light on what someone hoped to keep in the darkness, and that's why it's good for you. Because you're just choosing to gain awareness where before there was darkness. I'm going to close with this oracle deck. Let's see what's coming through for you. Beautiful being. What does this beautiful being need to know, divine? Power. Oh, you're walking in your power. You know what? You're not just walking in your power. You're existing in your power. 42 on the timer. And a huge source of your power is your choice to share your energy. Whatever gift it is that you have, and it's coming through that you have many. For some of you, you have the gift of music. For some of you, you have the gift of your voice. For some of you, you have the gift. You've got so much power in your hands. It's like, you know, the way those plasma balls look? That's how your hand looks. It's like zzz. I love it. For some of you, you have power in your eyes. It's like when you make eye contact with someone, you're channeling energy. I'm getting, who is that? In the X-Men, is it Cyclops with the glasses? Yeah, it's like vibes like that. Like you have so much power that is emitted through your eyes. For some of you, it's the power of your mind, and you're able to really connect on a deep level with spirits. You're able to communicate with the ancestors without saying a single word. Some of you have a lot of these gifts, you know? So whatever your gifts are, oh, and some of you have the gift of artwork. You're able to channel energy through what you draw or what you write. You're writers. Some of you are writers. This is your power. And you are here to transform energy into your creative power. And that energy that was given to you, it is the Seven of Swords. It is the Five of Wands. It's deceit, it's lies, it's trickery. It's somebody trying to turn you upside down. But you know what? That's the power of the Hanged Man. Where you take that nonsense and you allow yourself to become enlightened by it and to use it as you wish. and you use it in a very powerful way that helps, that heals, that illuminates, and that exposes whatever needs to be revealed. Ashe. Thank you, Divine, for this message. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I am so grateful. And I hope you got something good out of this message, whether it was clarity or insight or just some good vibes. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.